Forget California and New York, they're yesterday's news. In 2026, Americans are packing up and heading to states you probably haven't thought about since 8th grade geography class. And no, it's not just for cheaper rent, it's for jobs, safety, taxes, and yes, better barbecue. Let's count them down. Over the past 5 years, migration trends in the U.S. have completely flipped. The states that were once overlooked, even laughed at, are now the ones everyone's Googling at 2 a.m. Whether it's retirees escaping high taxes, families chasing bigger houses, or remote workers swapping traffic for mountain views, these 10 states are quietly becoming the new American hotspots. We've ranked them based on real data: housing costs, job growth, safety, and lifestyle. So if you're planning a move in 2026, you might want to take notes. Because spoiler alert, your dream state probably isn't the one you think. Montana. Montana is proof that some people will happily trade mild winters for scenery that looks straight out of a nature documentary. As of August 2025, the median home price here sits around $465,421, up roughly 1.8% year over year. Zillow's projections suggest modest growth into 2026, driven by steady in-migration from states like California, Washington, and Colorado. The state's cost of living index is about 104, just slightly above the national average, but the real draw is in lifestyle. Wide open spaces, clean air, and small towns where the post office clerk still knows your name. Cities like Bozeman and Missoula have been on fire with newcomers, but smaller spots like Helena and Kalispell are also quietly growing. Migration data from the U.S. Census shows Montana gained over 12,000 residents in 2024, a trend that's slowing slightly but still strong for a rural-heavy state. Many of these new residents are remote workers and retirees seeking low crime, outdoor recreation, and a tight-knit community feel. Sure, winters here can be brutal. Think double-digit negative wind chills. But for those who can handle a snow shovel, Montana's balance of beauty, elbow room, and still manageable housing costs make it a top sleeper pick for 2026. South Carolina. South Carolina is one of those states where people come for the beaches and historic charm, and then stick around because their mortgage payment is less than their old apartment rent. As of August 2025, the median home price is $304,173, about 12% below the U.S. average. Zillow's early 2026 forecast predicts a modest rebound of 2 to 3%, fueled by migration from the Northeast and Midwest. The cost of living index sits around 94, meaning groceries, healthcare, and utilities are all cheaper than the national average. Charleston and Greenville are the headliners. Charleston with its cobblestone streets and southern elegance, Greenville with its booming tech and manufacturing sectors. But it's the smaller towns like Beaufort and Summerville that are quietly gaining residents looking for a slower pace. In 2024 alone, South Carolina welcomed over 84,000 new residents, placing it in the top 10 fastest-growing states. No state income tax on Social Security benefits, mild winters, and 187 miles of coastline don't hurt either. Yes, summers can feel like you're living in a sauna, but when your property taxes are low and you can get fresh shrimp year-round, it's a trade-off many are happy to make. Idaho. Idaho has been one of the quiet winners of U.S. migration trends for the past decade, and 2026 is shaping up to keep that streak going. The current median home price in Idaho hovers around $474,000 in August 2025, which is slightly above the national average, but still far cheaper than neighboring Washington or Oregon. Housing market analysts expect a 1 to 2% increase into mid-2026, largely driven by continued demand in Boise, Coeur d'Alene, and Twin Falls. The cost of living index is around 97, making it just a hair below the U.S. average. What keeps people coming isn't just affordability, it's the lifestyle. You've got skiing in Sun Valley, hiking in the Sawtooth Mountains, and more fly-fishing rivers than you could cover in a lifetime. From 2020 to 2024, Idaho gained over 100,000 new residents, making it one of the fastest-growing states per capita. Many of these newcomers are leaving high-cost states like California and Washington for more space, lower taxes, and a safer environment. Yes, winters can be rough in the north, and housing prices in Boise aren't cheap anymore. But compared to a $900,000 starter home in Seattle, Idaho still feels like a deal, with way better mountain views. Utah. Utah continues to attract both thrill-seeking adventurers and career-focused professionals, and 2026 is set to be no different. As of August 2025, the median home price in Utah is $537,109, up 1.3% year over year. Industry forecasts suggest another 1 to 3% rise in 2026, fueled by strong demand in the Salt Lake City metro, tech-heavy Utah County, and growing communities like St. George in the south. The cost of living index sits around 102, just slightly above the national average, but many residents say the trade-off is worth it. With 5 national parks, legendary ski resorts in Park City, and otherworldly red rock landscapes in Moab, Utah offers one of the most diverse outdoor playgrounds in the U.S. Migration trends remain strong. From 2020 to 2024, the state added over 150,000 new residents, many arriving from California, Colorado, and Texas. Utah's unemployment rate is among the lowest in the country at 2.8%, thanks to thriving industries in tech, healthcare, and logistics. Yes, Salt Lake's housing market isn't cheap anymore, but compared to the $1 million listings in San Francisco, Utah still feels like a bargain, with the added bonus of world-class skiing just 30 minutes from downtown. Arizona. Arizona remains one of the fastest-growing states in the country, thanks to its unbeatable mix of sunny weather, outdoor recreation, and tax-friendly policies. As of August 2025, the average home value is $430,710, according to Zillow, down 2.7% year over year. This cooling trend is giving buyers a bit more leverage, but forecasters expect a modest rebound of 1 to 2% in 2026, especially in Metro Phoenix and retirement hubs like Tucson. The cost of living index sits at around 106, slightly above the national average, but property taxes remain among the lowest in the nation. Add in no tax on Social Security income and a generally lower overall tax burden, and it's easy to see why retirees keep flocking here. From 2020 to 2024, Arizona's population grew by over 300,000, ranking it in the top 5 for net migration. Californians make up the largest share of newcomers, but there's also a steady influx from the Midwest and Pacific Northwest. The job market is booming, with semiconductor manufacturing, renewable energy, and healthcare leading the way. While summers here can be blisteringly hot, think 110 degrees Fahrenheit days in Phoenix, the mild winters, world-class golf courses, and bucket list destinations like the Grand Canyon make Arizona a permanent favorite for movers in 2026. Colorado. Colorado continues to be a magnet for those chasing an active, outdoor-oriented lifestyle. From the ski slopes of Aspen to the craft breweries of Denver, the state blends natural beauty with a thriving urban scene. As of August 2025, the average home value is $554,708, according to Zillow, down 1.6% year over year. This slight cooling offers a small break for buyers after years of steep price climbs. Housing experts predict a 1 to 2% rebound in 2026, especially in high-demand Front Range cities like Denver, Boulder, and Fort Collins. Colorado's cost of living index hovers around 116, higher than the U.S. average, but the quality of life often offsets the extra expense. Median household income is strong at roughly $92,911, fueled by booming sectors like tech, aerospace, healthcare, and renewable energy. Between 2020 and 2024, Colorado added over 250,000 residents, ranking among the top states for net migration, with many newcomers arriving from California and Texas. The state's appeal lies in its year-round recreation, skiing in winter, hiking in summer, and a culture that values both work-life balance and wellness. In 2026, expect Colorado to stay a prime destination for professionals, families, and retirees who want mountains in their backyard and a vibrant economy at their doorstep. North Carolina. North Carolina has mastered the art of balance, a booming job market, affordable housing, and access to both beaches and mountains. Whether it's the tech hub of the Research Triangle, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, or the vibrant culture of Charlotte, the state offers opportunities for professionals, retirees, and families alike. As of August 2025, the average home value is $337,457, down 0.6% year over year, according to Zillow. Homes go pending in just 18 days, showing high demand despite the slight price dip. Analysts expect a 1 to 3% increase in 2026 as strong population growth and job creation push the market upward. North Carolina's cost of living index sits around 94, well below the national average. Median household income is approximately $71,000, with major growth in tech, banking, healthcare, and advanced manufacturing. Between 2020 and 2024, the state gained over 400,000 new residents, ranking among the fastest growing in the country. From the Blue Ridge Mountains to the Outer Banks, the appeal is simple. You can live well without breaking the bank and still enjoy a mild climate and rich cultural scene. For 2026, expect North Carolina to remain a top choice for movers seeking that elusive mix of affordability and lifestyle. South Dakota. South Dakota is no longer just a drive-through state on the way to Mount Rushmore. It's becoming a relocation hotspot for people who want low taxes, low stress, and a lot of space. As of mid-2025, the average home value is $319,894, up 2.2% over the past year, and homes typically go pending in just 17 days. That's still far below the national average, giving newcomers a lot of bang for their buck. Housing demand is projected to keep climbing in 2026, with prices expected to rise another 2 to 3% as more out-of-staters settle in. The financial perks are impossible to ignore. No state income tax, some of the lowest property taxes in the country, and an overall cost of living about 12% lower than the national average. Utilities, groceries, and transportation all come in below what you'd pay in most other states. Migration data shows South Dakota attracting newcomers from high-cost states like Minnesota, Illinois, and California. They're coming for the affordability, but staying for the open spaces, friendly communities, and 4 true seasons. Whether it's the rolling Black Hills, peaceful prairies, or surprisingly vibrant cities like Sioux Falls, South Dakota is turning curiosity into commitment. Tennessee. From 2023 to 2025, Tennessee has seen some of the nation's highest inbound migration rates, around 90,000 plus new residents each year, and forecasts suggest 100,000 plus for 2026. What's the draw? No state income tax, scenic beauty from the Smokies to the Mississippi River, and a cost of living below the national average. Housing. As of August 2025, Zillow reports the average Tennessee home value at $334,820, unchanged from last year. Homes typically go pending in about 22 days, faster in booming metros like Nashville and Knoxville. For 2026, analysts expect a 3 to 5% price increase, which would push the average to around $345,000 to $351,000. Rent statewide averages about $1,450 per month, but smaller towns still offer deals under $1,000. Cost of living. Tennessee's cost of living index hovers near 90, about 10% cheaper than the U.S. average, with affordable utilities, groceries, and healthcare. The draw: mountain views, vibrant music culture, and business-friendly policies. The catch: Nashville's market is pricing out locals, and rapid growth is straining infrastructure. Florida. Last one before the crown jewel, Florida, always on the list, whether people are moving there or swearing they never will. It's the sunshine, the beaches, and of course, no state income tax that keep it in the relocation spotlight year after year. As of mid-2025, the average home value is $384,811, down 4.3% over the past year, with properties taking about 49 days to go pending. That recent dip might be a short-term breather. Most forecasts expect a modest 1 to 2% rebound in 2026 as demand remains strong in coastal cities and growing inland metros. Florida's cost of living sits just 1% above the national average, which is impressive for a state with year-round warm weather. Groceries and utilities run higher than average, but housing, especially in inland areas, still offers value compared to much of the country. Migration numbers remain huge. Tens of thousands from New York, New Jersey, and Illinois keep streaming in. Retirees are still a big part of the story, but so are remote workers and young families. Love it or hate it, Florida is a lifestyle brand as much as it is a state, and that brand isn't fading anytime soon.